Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to the third installment of my series Tattour. In this series, I'm sharing my personal tattoo journey as well as opening up a conversation about body modification in general. So today's episode picks up where my last episode left off. I got my moth tattoos touched up for the last time. I told Gail that I wanted to get my knees tattooed. He asked me why. I said, I don't know. He said, what do you want? I said, I don't know. What do you want? I don't know. Maybe like roses or bees? Get it? Like the bee's knees? Okay, let's do it. So my knee tattoo journey began in 2016. This happened, I believe, in the very beginning of September is when we started. And it continued well into 2017. The most common reaction I get when people realize that my knees are tattooed is, wow, did that hurt? Just for the record, yes. Knee tattoos hurt. These were by far my most painful tattoos. Actually, to be more accurate, my right knee was my most painful tattoo. Just like my moths, one side was way more painful than the other. So the reason I decided to get roses on my knees was because this was the only thing that I could think of that I had seen as a tattoo on knees before, so I knew that they looked good. The way that your knees move and stretch can be kind of strange, so I didn't want to get something on my knees that would warp and look really weird, but I feel like roses are a safe bet, so plus they're pretty, so that's why I chose the roses. I chose the bees because I thought it would be funny. So, was a pun worth the hours of torture I endured to have it adhered to my body? Yes. Which is why it was not the last pun I had tattooed on my leg. But we'll get into that in another episode. I took a similar approach to my knees as I did to my moths, in the sense that I have them in the same position on each side, but they are a little bit different. In this case, each rose and bee design is a little bit, the design is a little bit different and the colors are different. So my right knee has a traditional red rose with yellow bees, and my left knee has a blue rose with pink bees. Now this is not as random as it sounds. Okay, it is actually kind of random. When Philip and I moved from Texas back to Colorado, he had to go to Nebraska for a while to work. So we were in this new house and I was there by myself. So I was kind of scared to sleep upstairs in our bedroom. So while he was gone, I stayed on our couch in the living room and basically watched like a million hours of Netflix. One of the movies that I watched that stuck out to me was called Upside Down. While I wasn't a fan of this movie as a whole, one part of the story really stuck out to me. So to give you a little summary of this movie, it's about two lovers that live on separate planets, but their planets are kind of like upside down from each other, and the gravitational poles on each planet are opposite. So if you're from one planet, your gravitational pull is the same as the planet that you're from. So since they're from the two different planets, they can never be on the same planet at the same time, because if you go to the other planet, like, you'll just fall off back to your own planet because that's your gravitational pull. There is one thing that can reverse your gravitational pull, and it's the honey from these pink bees that are on one of the planets. I thought the message of this was kind of beautiful because in a way it's saying that like love can always find a way. There's always a way to overcome obstacles if you love somebody. So that's why I decided to get the pink bees. During our first session, we did the outline on both of my knees. This session, I feel, was very misleading because it made it seem like it was going to be a piece of cake. That outline did not hurt as nearly as bad as I was expecting it to. I'm so glad that we did both of the outlines at once though, because if I had sat through the entire process on one knee to start, I don't think I would have gone back and done the other knee. After the first session, getting the outline done, each session got harder and harder to sit through. And it got to the point where I would go in and we'd do like one petal and then we would add something to my flash leg, which will also be in another episode. As of right now, my knees could technically use a few more sessions because there are a few details that we never finished, but I don't know that I want to go through it all again. And they're completed enough to where if you don't know what's missing, then you don't know. Like, you would think that they're finished if you just looked at them. So that's the story of my knee tattoos. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe and comment down below and tell me what your most painful tattoo was. I hope you all have a beautiful day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!